Hey, I'm Judy.
And I'm Haley, and welcome to Noodle Brains. So kick off your shoes,
Grab your Kool-Aid.
and let's get started. So you said you wanted to discuss our weeks and how those went. So why don't you go first?
Okay. So I've had a tremendous amount of anxiety. Haley, I almost thought I was cured of the anxiety attacks. Because it's been that long since I've had one.
They do that to you.
I'm talking I would say at least 8, 9, maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah,
I've
they do you
not had an anxiety attack in that long. So I'm pretty confident that I've been cured, right? God has healed me from that problem. I do not have an anxiety problem anymore. And it's been so long since I've had depression that I almost got to the point where I thought I was healed from depression and anxiety. I'm feeling really confident because the anxiety and depression that I have is usually just situational. So it happens and then it just goes away. In the past, my anxiety is no, my depression is usually the onset of my depression is from the episode of being manic for over 5 days. And then I go into depression and I can't get out of it and it may last years. It's terrible. So I've been free from that from so long that I really thought that I thought I was one of those people that could say, "Oh, God healed me from it." I really thought that until this week.
Yeah, well, that's what happened with me. I went a while feeling decent, and then last Christmas, last holidays, I went so bad to where Mom and Andrew put me back in therapy.
Yeah, it's maybe my medicine was working good. I don't really know, but the anxiety started. Okay, so I would say it started with my brother because
I saw your live about that.
my brother's an addict. If you're just joining our podcast for the first time, I deal with addiction in my family. So my brother basically has officially lost everything, including his family, his business, his job. He lost everything. And so it has been affecting me because I feel like the next step might be death. Because I received a picture of him. It's the first time that I've seen him in 6 or 7 years. And I had no idea what he looked like. And I saw the picture of him and I was like, oh my gosh, he looked like my grandfather. He looked ancient. And so that's where the anxiety started. And then it escalated when I found out that I was going to have to drive my dad to therapy, to radiation 6 days a week, and I wasn't going to be able to work. So then I became homeless because I can't work. So then it triggered my homelessness. So then I started feeling like I was about to, have to move under the interstate and start a therapy meeting for the homeless under the interstate and me try to figure out how to survive up under the interstate. And it just kept going worse. And then I started having the anxiety in my chest and I suddenly was having heart issues and was fixing to have bypass surgery. It went to that extreme.
It's a daily occurrence.
So, and you know what I did?
What?
How old are you? 17?
Yeah.
I took a 17-year-old's advice. And this is what I did. You said to me last week, because I told you about me having my chest flutters, and you said, Judy, if it makes you feel better, you need to go get it checked out.
Yeah, I said that after, a little bit later, I text you, and I'm like, I'm going to find out I have cancer because they're taking a little vial of blood.
And I was like, I listened to Haley and went to the doctor. because I thought, okay, what if it's not anxiety? Like, what if I have like something in my heart that's not ticking right, and then I don't go to the doctor and I have a heart attack and I leave my kids with no mom? Like, I went to that extreme.
Yeah.
And then I went into who's going to take care of my animals if I have a heart attack? And it just kept escalating, and to the point where I felt like I could not breathe. And I was like, this is not good. And you know what's so crazy is like you and I can sit here and laugh at ourselves. But, and even in the moment when I'm doing it, it's almost like I am laughing at myself. But I
I do
can't
that.
stop the thought in my brain to think, I'm fixing to be homeless. What am I going to do? My animals are fixing to not have a mom. What's going to happen? Do I need to go ahead and do my will and leave my animals with whoever I think will take care of them? Like, it was like that.
Yeah.
And it's not okay. I've calmed down a lot over the past 2 days, but like last night, I went with Vanson to see Grease.
You went with him?
It was so
I'm
good.
excited. I think I'm gonna go watch him do the Company
Mhm.
musical or whatever. Yeah, that's gonna be good.
So I went to Greece last night and I was super excited. But Haley, every time, because I knew both the leads, I knew Danny and I knew Sandy. So every time they sang, I would be like, "Ah!" I'd be screaming and my heart would start fluttering and I could not get like, it would be, the show would be back on and my heart would be going,
Yeah.
I couldn't stop my heart from speeding. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have a daggum anxiety attack right here in Sadie and Danny's show. Like, it's not good. And I couldn't stop my heart from doing that. And do you think that's stress or do you think I have heart issues?
Yeah, so that's called anxiety. Like just plain anxiety. Yeah.
But it feels so real.
Yeah, anxiety is a real thing.
I mean, I'm sorry. It feels like I really am having heart issues. But I
Yeah,
am having heart issues because my anxiety is causing my heart to race and flutter.
that's normal though with anxiety. So like
True.
my heart does that. So they put me on. See, I'm on blood pressure medicine. Like that's one of the medications I take to help with my anxiety because it lowers my blood pressure and it keeps my heart from beating so fast when I get really really stressed.
But this is what I do. This is so stupid. Okay. I'll call the doctor and go to the doctor, and then they want to put me on something for anxiety. And then I'm like, no, thank you. I'm
Yeah.
not taking anything for anxiety. Thank you. But why am I going to the doctor if I'm not going to listen to them? But I,
You know, this whole podcast is to encourage people that are struggling to go get help, and you're literally like, I'm not going to do anxiety medicine.
but can I tell you why?
Why?
Because I think I told you the story, but in 2013, I was in a serious car accident. Vanson was in a body cast. Like, Vanson was bedridden and couldn't go to school for like months. I broke my back, all this stuff. Well, my doctor had just changed my medication that day, and I started having seizures. And they thought that I had a brain bleed from or a stroke or something from the car accident. So they were sending me to a neurologist. In the meantime, I'm continuing to have seizures. Then my legs turn black and I can't walk anymore and I can't swallow. And so then I have to go on dialysis because my medicine made my blood toxic. So maybe we should talk about the importance of following the rules when you take medicine and the things
Uh,
that can
yeah,
happen. Like, you know
that,
how when medicine says you have to eat with food
yeah,
and you're like, I'll be all right. And then you take antibiotics, you're like, my stomach, oh my God. And then you're like, I should have ate with that.
yeah.
So the medication that I was taking was you were supposed to eat with it.
Oh
And
yeah,
I
isn't
was
that when
not.
you got like lithium poisoning? Yeah. Well, I think that
So now I have a
whatever
phobia.
medication. Yeah, but I mean, still, I mean, it's not going to happen again. And I think that's where you get a good psychiatrist that's checking up on you every month to make sure everything's going okay.
But I think too, like, I don't know about you, but like sometimes, anxiety comes from situations that are happening in your life, right? And then
Yeah.
sometimes anxiety is just happening because it's just happening. And so, like, I feel like like, really, I
The
feel
weed.
like when the anxiety is happening and staying there, then I do need to take medication. But I'm hoping this is going to go away. The problem is, I think I've been doing this a week now, so that's not good.
Yeah. See, I thought my anxiety would go away for like 6 whole years, right? I was like, oh, I'm going to be fine. Yeah, no. It's gotten like progressively worse. And I just think like some medications are going to do that to you. Some medications, like one of like the antidepressant I'm on, it causes seizures for a lot of people. So I know, hey, if I ever have a seizure, don't take any more of that medicine. So I think it's very big on you have to pay attention to your dosages. You have to make sure you're following the rules because you can't mess around with that kind of medicine. It's like crazy.
Are you not the cutest thing I've ever seen?
I got to wear this to work tomorrow because I have to work on Halloween.
You're so cute.
Did you
Somebody
see
wants
my
to.
Halloween costume?
You were, yes, but I couldn't figure out who you were.
Cruella de Vil.
Who?
Cruella de Vil.
Don't have a clue.
You don't know who Cruella is?
Mm-mm.
The chick that like the Dalmatian skin in 101 Dalmatians?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's who I was. Hold on.
you were cute with
Oh,
your little
they made
dog.
a movie of her. So like that was her.
Oh yeah, I know who she is.
So me and my puppy were that.
Cute.
Oh. Yeah, it was so much fun. So you've had a rough week,
I have.
but you can have a better week this week.
But what makes it rough is when I'm outspoken about mental health and I talk about dancing and not sitting it out and not getting on the struggle bus, get off the struggle bus. And I'm like, now, like when I have to go live, I'm like, what am
Well,
I
I
going
think
to
that's a good
say?
thing. I think you need to like tell people that every day isn't going to be great
I
because
did
that's
too.
a problem a lot of people have is they'll watch people on YouTube or something and they're like, how are they this happy every day? How is their life going this great? And then realistically, they're not seeing their life behind the screen.
Yeah.
So I feel like you need to show that to people. Like some days you're not gonna be able to dance. Some days you're gonna have to sit out. And that's okay. And that's like all part of healing and being a person.
Yeah.
I sit out a lot, like almost every day. That's fun.
Funny.
It's
Well,
no, it's
so
been rough.
what is your week? What? Okay, last time we talked, you failed your test,
Yeah.
and
Well, I made a D, but she ended up scaling it, so I made a C. And I sent her a passive aggressive email, not meaning to make it passive aggressive. And then I had a meeting with her, and then we kind of talked about it. And she was really nice and stuff. And she helped me out a lot. And then, just chilled all week. I mean, Friday, they put me on new medicine for ADHD Thursday.
what are you on?
I don't think I'm allowed to say that because like people are gonna like try to
Mm.
steal it. Yeah, it's like crazy. People are crazy, but it's different because now I can focus a lot more, and I'm so used
When
to
you went like
everything.
this, when you went like this, who were you looking at?
Nobody.
Oh, I thought your
I don't.
mom was there.
Oh no,
Oh,
it's just my
okay.
crusty room. That's
Oh,
disgusting.
okay.
Anyways, I'm so used to everything going on in my head and just going 90 to nothing up there that right now there's not much going on. So I feel very alone. Because I mean, like when you're accompanied by, it's not like I have voices in my head telling me to like murder somebody, but I have like so many things going on that's like, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do this, you got to eat, you got to, yeah. And then now I don't have that. So it's just very, you're very just content and alone. And then Friday, I'm always home alone on
Do you
Fridays.
feel
So
sad?
yeah,
Yeah,
because I'm not good at being alone.
you sound like you're sad.
Yeah, but it's because I feel like my life's a routine and I don't get to see enough people. Because, like, Mondays, I go to school, I come home. Tuesdays, I go to school, I go to work, I come home. And then mom works so late. Like, I don't get to see her till late at night. And then, like, I didn't get to see Andrew at all this weekend because he had to study all weekend. So, like, I haven't seen Andrew in a week. So it's like I look forward to the weekends because that's when I don't have to be alone. Because on Fridays, I literally have to sit at home all day by myself. Because I mean, everything's so expensive, I can't go do anything.
I know.
Like, anything you try to go do is so expensive. So, I mean, you just kind of have to sit at home. But I wait on him to get home. If he, like, when he gets there, we hang out. On Saturdays, I wait for him to get up. We hang out. Sundays, we get up, we go to church. We hang out till we have to leave. But this past weekend we didn't have church. Past
So
two
you don't
weekends we
see
haven't
him
had
at all
church.
during the week? Ever?
No. Well, if I drive up there, yeah. So like last Tuesday I drove up there to see him, but it's also kind of like you have to pay for that gas to go do that. And that's also expensive.
Yeah, it
So,
is.
but it's definitely hard because I didn't get to see him at all this weekend. So I pretty much sat at
Do you
home
feel
all week.
insecure when you're not around him a lot?
It's not that I feel insecure. I'm very, and I talked about this in therapy the other day. I'm very jealous of him
Why?
because we're both in college. We're both sophomores in college, technically.
Right,
He gets to live with two of his best friends.
right,
He doesn't have to have a job. So he gets to like, he can use his parents' money for gas. He can do all that. And then he's with his friends and he lives on campus. He doesn't have to drive 30 minutes to school.
right,
So he gets to sleep later and all that, and he gets to
right.
be around people all the time, which Andrew's okay with being alone because he grew up playing video games and stuff by himself, like with his friends. But again, he's with his friends. And I don't get to see my best friend because we're both in school. Like, it's hard to make time because our schedules are the opposite. And then
Hmm.
I have to work, which I don't work a lot, but still I have to work. And then I have to pay to drive 30 minutes there and back 4 times a week. So I mean, it gets expensive, and then it's like I'm
You mean to
paying all
drive
this
to high
money.
school?
No, driving to Wallace.
Oh, Wallace. Oh, yeah.
So I mean, I'm spending a decent amount of gas. I'm buying gas like once a week, twice a week, something like that. So I mean, it gets difficult when you're just so frustrated that
So do you?
you're
So you're
working so hard.
you, so you're feeling like because things are not handed to you, like kind of you feel like they
Yeah.
are to him. Is that what you mean? I
Well,
know
it's
it
not like
because
it's like he's
let
getting
me
to
say
live with
this.
his friends, and I'm never getting to see mine, and I have to just sit home every single day with nothing to do.
I huge age gap between us, and I feel the same way. Because
Yeah,
like
because I mean, there's nothing to do.
I sit here and go, it must be nice to be able to have a full time job and make all this money and feel good about yourself and have retirement. And then here's a worthless Judy over here sitting at home, uh, petting animals and doing selfies, taking care of my dad with no retirement, no nothing. And like, I feel sometimes like I don't measure up. So and Shane makes really good money and I don't. And it's like I feel a little intimidated a little bit because I feel like he's so much more successful than me.
Well, I think you're successful in a different way. so many people would love to be in your position and like have a channel where there's you have thousands of subscribers and you make people smile every day. And I know Shane can do that as well, but you're doing something you love to do because of your passion, not for the money. So I think you kind of have to look at it in that perspective.
You know what, my I tell everyone my biggest fear is to be homeless, right? So like
Yeah.
sometimes my fears get in the way of my career
Yeah.
because I'm thinking in my head, where is this getting me? Like, is this getting me retirement? No, this is getting me in debt. But I do love what I do and I do love giving back. And sometimes it's like sometimes we miss our blessing. Like I sit here and look at you and like you're sitting here saying this about me, like you're helping so many people. Let me tell you what I see when I see you. Like you growing up, not like living with a single mom that's trying to figure out how to make ends meet. I lived with a single mom just like you. I do not get to go to college and not work. I couldn't do that either. I couldn't even go to college. We didn't have the money for me to go to college. Like I couldn't go away. I went to Jeff State. So like I was just like you. And the good thing about what you're doing is you're being molded into this person that will always be able to take care of herself. And I don't know about your mom, but my mom, now she never really said this, but she always put off the era of Judy, never totally depend on a man financially. They can cheat on you and leave in 0.2 seconds, and you will be left with nothing because that's exactly what happened to her. Like she was so in love with my dad. My dad was the breadwinner. My mom stayed home with us when we were young. My dad cheated on her, left her, and she didn't have an education. All she had was high school, and she had to start from the, just like your mom, she started from the ground and she had to work her way up. And it took years to get up, but I never had designer clothes. I never had this nice fancy house, but I'm going to tell you, and not that you don't want to be dependent of your husband. I mean, he is the leader of the house, but you'll always be okay because you're learning at a young age to take care of yourself, and you're learning what the consequences are to go to college. You have to work to get gas. It's not just handed to you. So your maturity level is higher up than a normal probably person your age. Because look at you, you're a sophomore in college and you're in high school.
Yeah. Well, Dad and I talked about it, and Dad's very big on, you can sulk about it for a little bit and then you just have to get over it. And like, it's not that I'm just so upset about it. It's just, it's hard to find things to do. First off, when you're 17, like, there's not much I can do around my house because, I mean, I don't want to build anything gross. Like, I'm too pretty for that. And like, I do school. Like, I'll come home, I do school, and then I just wait. I wait for someone to get home. I wait for somebody to like something to do. And I have to do that every single day, and it's frustrating cuz he'll get to like talk to his friends all week, and then I get to FaceTime my friend, but I never just get to do anything.
Well, what if you like, I don't know, like the first thing that came to my mind is I know that when you get stressed you enjoy running. So like what if you did some type, you don't want to exercise? Your
I
eyes are,
was doing so well. I wanted to go start back going to the gym, but that's money.
yeah, it is. Do you have a gym at school that they allow students to?
Yeah, but
Our church has gyms, nice gyms.
well, like the one at Wallace, it's okay. It's kind of crusty. Like, they don't clean. Like, there was a rat in the,
Ugh.
like, locker room, and that kinda was, like, a no-no for me. Speaking of rats, let me tell you what my cat did Saturday. I was laying on the couch, right, being depressed old me like I always am, and I hear something fall, and I'm just kinda, you know how cats are, they just do their own thing. I was like, "What was that?" No one's home. So my cat runs out of the laundry room, and I hear a scream, like bloody murder. I look, he has a rat like that big in his mouth. I scream at him. I am squalling. I run into mom's room. He's under the bed. I'm beating him with a broom. I finally get the rat and it's dead. I perform CPR on this rat for 5 whole minutes. I'm like, I literally had a panic attack. I was not okay. I call Andrew. I'm squalling. I can't breathe. And he's like, it's literally just a rat. And I'm like, you have no heart. I felt awful. And mom's like, that's what they're supposed to do. And I was like, I don't care what you think. No one should kill anything.
I agree.
It's awful. Like, I'll eat a hamburger, but I ain't the one killing it. Like, if I had to kill my own animal to eat it, absolutely not. I'd be a
No,
vegetarian.
I am not doing that either.
Because I
Not
couldn't do it. Like, I can eat meat. That doesn't bother me. But, like, if I had to be the one to kill it, I'd be a vegetarian or a vegan.
I'm not doing it either, Haley.
It's just, mm-mm, mm-mm. Or when people, my uncle he'll make this chicken where it's like the whole chicken. I can't eat it. It doesn't sit right with me. Or like duck. I can't eat duck. I won't even get my dogs duck flavored food. Because I can't. Like, I own ducks, and I don't know why, but with chickens, it doesn't bother me as much. But ducks, like, that is literally my baby. I cannot do that.
You still have Bubbles, your duck?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking about, like, when I move out, though, I need to find him a home.
Yeah.
Because mom and Taylor, like, I'm the one that usually has to, like, go water them and feed them and stuff. And I feel like they'd be happier somewhere where they could roam more. And I just, like, feel bad because they're
I
in,
would
like,
take them, but they're males, and I can't take males.
yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I gotta find somewhere, though.
I
Because,
can
I
try
mean,
to find you a home.
my white one's perfectly fine. He's not mean in the slightest bit. He's scared of humans, right? He doesn't do much. He just eats, and sometimes he just runs and plays tag with the chickens. And Bubbles, he's snapped at people before, but I think if he was in a bigger environment, he wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel bad that they're gonna be. I just feel bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then like
So
my
what does your
chickens.
week ahead look like?
I gotta work tomorrow. I don't know if I'm gonna go trick or treating because it's gonna be cold.
It's cold
I
today.
just wanna. I wanna eat chili and drink hot chocolate.
That
I'm
sounds
gonna
good.
go make hot chocolate after this.
That sounds good.
Yeah. And then Wednesday, I have a lab. Thursday, I have an English exam, and then I have work. Friday, I'm gonna force Andrew to go on a date with me.
Well, the other day when I asked you if you were in school,
Yes.
the reason I asked you that is because I was meeting Vanson at the Brandon Iron, and I was going to invite you to lunch.
Oh, that's sweet.
You were
I
at
I think I
school.
was. I think I was. Yeah, I think I was in the middle of class or
Yeah, you
something.
told me you were. Yeah.
Yeah. Because on Mondays and Wednesdays, I'm there from 8 to 11 in one class.
Okay,
No.
so let's talk about things that we're going to do this week that are different from the things that we did this week and last week. I'll tell you some things I'm going to do.
What are you going to do?
I went and bought a couple of this little book right here, and it's called The Love Language Minute, and it's like devotions. And then I went to the Christian bookstore down the street, and I bought the anxiety elephant. It's when you feel like there's an elephant on your chest. And I've already read a couple, and it just talks about like your anxiety and how to let it go. So I'm going to continue to try to do my morning devotions with that. And I feel like that I have neglected time with God. I've been so busy and I haven't really like just developed time with him, you know? And I feel so far away from him right now. And so I really need to work on my relationship spiritually. So those are some things I'm going to do this week to change. What are you going to do different? Okay, what can you do to quit waiting on people to get home or to call you? What can you do?
Watch every single Minecraft video made on YouTube.
What is that? I know what
You don't
Minecraft
know
is.
what Minecraft
I
is?
mean, I do, but I've never seen it.
I don't know. It's some game. I played it when I was younger, and I still play it. So
Oh.
I don't know. I watch these little British guys play. I like their voice. It's kind of funny. Like I don't know. They're like, "Hey mate, we were running to the middle, and these people attacked us." It's so funny. No, I know what you mean about feeling disconnected from God because I'll do really good about. I have the Bible app on my phone, and you can join plans on the Bible app, and you can get like specialized ones. I'll do some for anxiety, but no one talks about how hard it is to try and have a relationship with God when you are depressed and hate your life.
I did this morning on my live. That is
Like it's
basically what I talked about. So funny
it's
you
it's
said that.
hard. Like I'll do so good and I'll be reading my Bible and all this and I'll be praying consistently and then it's like when you get so depressed and a lot of people don't get it, especially a lot of people that are older and don't suffer with mental health issues that go to church, they're just like, well, you can just fall back in line. It's like that's not how it works when you do not want to be alive. Like it's hard cuz you feel bad and it's like I don't know what to do. So all I can do is just sit there and pray.
Well, like it seems like to me like when you do have a relationship with God and you are a believer, when you're in like in your normal day, you're in His Word and you're praying and studying. Then when trauma hits, or I say trauma, when a crisis hits in your mind, it's like you don't run to like most people that are not with God run to God when they're in a crisis. But people that are with God, when they have a crisis, they don't run to Him, they run away from Him. Or I do. Do
I don't
you?
know. It's I don't probably yeah because when I get really depressed, it's sometimes I know you're not supposed to blame God, but it's kind of like I've been dealing with this for 6 years. It's not fair. I feel miserable every day of my life and I don't want to be alive. Like why should I have to keep going through this? And it gets frustrating cuz you have to when you don't want to be alive and the reason you are alive. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to have a good relationship sometimes. But I still like I try to stay in my Bible. I try to constantly keep praying, but sometimes it just gets really difficult.
The thought when you say that you don't want to be alive, like I can't even fathom the thought if something happened to you.
See, and like
Like
the
I
one thing,
can't even go there with my brain because it seems like it like you know how we kind of play around with that?
yeah,
Like you know what I mean? Like we're not serious. I mean, you know, I
yeah.
mean we are, but we're not. You know what I mean? But like you know what I'm saying? But like when you say that, it like scares me because I'm like, I hope she doesn't really mean that. Like I hope she
See,
doesn't
it's
really mean that she doesn't want to be alive, and I hope that I'm not missing that. And then one day I totally took that as a joke, and she was dead serious.
I'd literally be dead though, like dead.
I know, but it's like it scares me a little bit because I'm like, is she serious?
No, it gets difficult because when you're miserable every single day and you're just trying and trying, and it's like I'd rather just not. But I mean, I'm not gonna kill myself. I've worked really hard. So right now it's just try to stay in your Bible, keep praying, encourage others not to jump off a cliff. It's difficult though.
I think just I don't know if this makes sense, but just showing up, like just show up every day, like even when you don't feel like it, if you like, oh, let me say this. So I learned this. I told you that I went through what's called DPT. It's a outpatient program that I went through for a year and a half. Every single Wednesday, I did it for a year and a half. And it talks about like doing the opposite of what your thoughts are. So, like, for example, I hate my life and I do not want to get out of this bed. So, force yourself out of the bed. Or, I do not feel like taking a shower today. I'm staying in my pajamas all day. Make yourself get up, take a shower, get dressed, and go shopping. Like doing the opposite of what
Yeah,
your brain tells you to do. But that takes discipline. But once
it's
I
difficult.
force myself to do it, I'm glad I did it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm always glad that I did it. Like like I just with this weather change, I'm just like I'm not feeling it. God, I don't even want to be
I
outside.
literally
I
just
just want to
want
be
to wrap
in bed.
up, drink hot chocolate, eat a bowl
Yes.
of really good chili.
Yes.
That's all I want. That's all I want right now. It
Yeah.
sounds so good.
Why don't you go make some chili?
That's a lot of effort.
You can do it. Make it for your mom
No,
too.
I haven't been eating much because the medicine I'm on, like, you do not have an
Oh
appetite
yeah.
at all. Yeah, so I've just kind of been chilling.
But
Which yesterday I ate two
Wendy's
chicken
has
sandwiches.
chili.
Ew.
Wendy's hamburgers.
I'm not eating any chili if it doesn't come from my dad's mother, my dad, or my mom,
Well,
or
you
Andrew's
call
mom.
your dad. I'm gonna call your dad and say you make that baby girl some chili.
Oh, I don't think I'm gonna call him and make him. He probably won't though. He's gonna be like, I don't want to make no chili. He's like, but if it makes you happy, I'll make chili. That's what he does. He's like, he feels so bad. He's like, if I have to, I will, but I don't want to. But if me and his girlfriend both want something, we pressure him till he gets it for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely gonna call him. Be like, Dad, what are you doing? But I'm definitely gonna make hot chocolate first.
Dad, I'm feeling like chocolate.
Dad, I need some chili. I just need some food. Like something good. Something very flavorful. Not a PB&J.
You know what we're having tonight?
What?
Taco salad.
Ugh.
That's what we're having. Taco salad. That sounds nasty to you?
Right now, yeah, it sounds disgusting. All the textures just don't sit right.
Yeah.
Because you've got like the smooth sour cream, you've got the meat, you got the crunchy lettuce and the crunchy. Yeah, no. If I can hear myself crunch it, I don't want to eat it.
You're so funny.
It's so bad. Like every time I eat a Snickers bar, I like smack it and I try so hard not to, but you have to open your mouth. You got to be like, because it's so much to eat. And Andrew will sit beside me because every time I go to UAH, I eat all the Snickers and he's like, is that good? And I'm
Because
like,
you're
shut
smacking.
up. He literally scrapes his fork against his teeth. Like his opinion does not matter. Or he'll be eating and he's like, gross. Literally disgusting.
That's so funny.
I'm surprised he hasn't hopped on here and like yelled at me yet.
He's in the basement with the rat. He's chasing the rats around.
He's just in the room. It's
You have
gross.
to give him a hand for being our backup to being able to do this, right? That's
I
pretty
mean,
cool. That's pretty
It
cool of him
isn't that
to be
hard.
dedicated and help us out like this, because you and I have no clue. I don't know how you do
Actually,
this.
I know how to start this.
I see it says Riverside.
Yeah, you do that, and we use the Noodlebrain like email thing to log in, and then you hit join studio, and then you invite the people.
Okay, I want to see you do it next week.
Well, I was gonna do it this week because I was not the biggest fan of Andrew today.
You leave that baby alone. You be nice to him.
Oh my gosh, no, he is so gross. No, if he don't take me on a date Friday, he gonna be catching these hands.
Oh, where do you want to
Hmm
go?
Literally, I just want to eat something. I
That's
want to sit down,
Hey, have
eat
you
a nice
seen
meal.
that? It's been advertising on my Facebook a lot, like about that tree house in Coleman.
There's a treehouse.
It's a like a Airbnb. It's a tree house that someone made here in Coleman. It's 7 minutes from our house, and I was like,
What?
Shane, please take me to that. I
Andy,
want
we're
to
going
go.
to stay in a treehouse.
I want to go to the tree house.
How big is it?
It's like one bedroom, but it's up in a tree and it's beautiful. Like the inside's like decorated all like nice and it has all these
Tree? Oh,
lights and I want to go to it because I thought, well, I could put my animals to bed and then spend the night in the tree house and then be
yeah,
back in the morning to take my animals out. And it'd
that
be a
sounds
fun
fun.
little vacation.
Yeah, because you can't really go on vacation.
Those days are
No, I just want to go somewhere. I want to get out of my house and I want to dress up in decent clothes.
Me too. That's
Probably
what I
not a
told
dress.
Shane. I say that saying, please let me just dress up in decent clothes and like fix myself up instead of
We
looking
can go to
like
Taco
this
Bell.
every day.
Just let me dress up.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to be that nice because it's cold outside, and I do this thing where I'm like, I'm gonna wear a dress because beauty is pain, and then I get there and I'm miserable the entire time, and I want to leave because I'm cold.
Yeah.
So I'll probably just wear some cute jeans and a top, but that's then you gotta find shoes that go with it, and dear God, that's so much effort.
Yeah.
I have no idea what I'm gonna do.
Well, I've got to go do animals. Um, have we've been doing this almost an hour? Doesn't seem like
Like
it.
42 minutes.
42 minutes.
Yeah.
Um,
What are you looking at?
my
What,
dad, my dad's coming in the house.
Larry?
All right, girl, we've got
Larry.
let me just tell you what I have to do in the next couple of weeks. So today I had to drive to Birmingham to take him to the radiologist. Tomorrow
Mhm.
I have to drive him to Birmingham to take him to the oncologist. November the 8th, I have to take him to have surgery to have seeds implanted into his prostate. November the 14th, I have to drive to Birmingham to have a CAT scan. Then the 1st of December, the treatment start. No, December 15th, around that week, the treatment start, and then it's every day to Birmingham for 6 weeks.
You would
Then they
think they
test
would do
him
the
to see if
appointments
the
on the same
radiation
day.
works. And then if radiation hasn't worked, then we continue radiation. Welcome to my life.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, uh, I have to go to school. Like, I mean, I feel like that's 10 times worse.
Well, it does sound worse. I
Yeah.
remember being in school. Oof.
I enjoy it, just not 3 hour long classes.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Well, I had a fun time today.
Me too. I'm going to try to exercise my mental health things and try to reduce my anxiety this week because it's going to get worse. And so if I do not practice these exercises and meditate and do some things to take care of my mental health, I'm going to be
You're gonna be
having to do
sad.
this podcast from the mental health center.
Literally, I told mom, I told Andrew and mom, I was like, listen, by Christmas, I'm definitely gonna be in a padded room somewhere. I ain't even kidding at this point.
All right, I love you.
Love you. Bye, guys.
Love you, Andrew. Thank you for all your support.
I love you sometimes. Okay. now we can wait. Andrew, you gonna end it? You gonna do the thing?